What's up guys, Schmitty here, welcome back to another video, and today I want to give you guys my list of the top 5 weapons in Call of Duty's Blackout mode. And this order of weapons is just specifically for Blackout. The game mode is entirely different from multiplayer. All the ranges, all that stuff is different. You have to lead bullets at certain ranges with certain guns. And there's weapons that I feel like are overall very versatile and overall just fit the Battle Royale scene best. In fact, there's some weapons on here that I'm not as big of fans in the multiplayer, and there's guns that are left off of here that I love in the multiplayer mode. So this list is specifically for the Blackout game mode. I've been able to play Blackout quite a bit. In fact, I've played it pretty exclusively for the last few weeks at least. And these are guns that I'm always grabbing if I can get my hands on them. I'm always taking these weapons. I love these guns. These are the most reliable and what I feel to be the most versatile, meaning that they're going to work well in a variety of situations. They're not just specific to one situation, but really bad at something else, which is why on this list, you will not see weapons such as sniper rifles. I'm not going to cover those in this video. They're not going to be on this list, as you guys see. And the reason for that is, obviously, yeah, snipers would be the best guns in the game. The problem is they're not viable at all ranges. They're going to do extremely well. They put in a massive amount of damage. They're very accurate, and they can hit at a very far range, which makes them really good weapons, but the weapons I'm focusing on in this video are meant to be more versatile. They're going to work the best in all sorts of different situations in this game. So you're not going to see snipers. You're not going to see something like the Helion Salvo, the rocket launcher in this game, but ARs, SMGs, tactical rifles, LMGs, pistols, and shotguns, which, you know, you can probably guess may not make the list in this video. But those weapons that are meant to fit more of a variety of situations, not going to be focusing on snipers or the rocket launcher in this video, and that is the reasoning why. So anyway, coming in at the number 5 spot, I've got the brand new SMG to Black Ops 4, which is the Daemon. This is the brand new 3-round burst SMG to Black Ops 4. It's very similar to the Chickum that we saw in Black Ops 2. There is little to no burst delay when shooting this gun, so if you've got a good trigger finger, you can just rapidly pull this thing the entire time and get a gun that's basically going to feel full auto. And what's meant to be more of a high fire rate and a gun that you would think just to do better up close. I mean, it's a submachine gun. You wouldn't think that would be versatile at a lot of ranges. To my surprise, it actually handles range pretty well. And up until this gun coming out, for my best SMG, or the SMG I thought was the best overall in Blackout, I probably would have said to you the GKS, just because it's good outside of 5 feet. Obviously, yeah, the Spitfire, the SOG, they're going to melt up close, but you are at a massive disadvantage if you're running with those guns and you have anybody outside of right up next to you. But as you guys may have saw if you watched my high kill Blackout gameplay that I posted, the Daemon works really well, and I'm very comfortable with running this gun exclusively alongside, say, a sniper rifle or some other weapon. I don't feel like when I'm running around with this gun, I'm at a disadvantage if they're not right next to me. I feel like this gun is just a little bit of a lesser AR, but it packs a punch. It puts a lot of bullets down range very fast. If you find this gun, I highly recommend finding an extended mags, you know, something of that sort, either extended mags or the hybrid mag, the extended fast mag, because you're going to pour bullets out of this thing very quickly, but it actually handles its ranges pretty well, outside to about medium range. Obviously, very long ranges, you're not going to be able to do much with this weapon, but up close, you're going to do very well, and even at medium ranges, it holds its own. It is definitely not a bad option, and it's a gun I feel very comfortable with, and I think is very versatile, so it hits the number 5 spot. Coming up next, we're hitting the brand new DLC weapons back-to-back in this game. I'm going to put the SWAT RFT at number 4. So this gun is very similar to the ICR, into which it has pretty good accuracy. However, it's a little bit less accurate than something like the ICR, but in return, I feel like it has a slightly better fire rate and maybe packs a little bit more of a punch. I like this gun a lot, very versatile, can melt very quickly if you can hit your shots. The only thing I don't like about it in some cases, and why it's not higher up on the list, is because its recoil can be a little bit sporadic and a little bit unpredictable in some cases. And so if you get out to a bit longer ranges, you know, sightlines that you're really only going to see in the game mode like Blackout, it can be a little bit inconsistent of a recoil pattern, causing you to have to tap fire, you know, in some cases, and even in that case, it can be a little bit difficult. But it's not taken away from the fact that the gun is very, very good overall. I like this gun a lot. Like I said, it packs a punch. It's still got very good accuracy to it. I just feel like there are better options, but definitely if I get the chance, I will grab a SWAT, unless I get one of these next 3 weapons. So Moving up to the number 3 spot, I'm putting the ABR 223. To me, this is by far the best tactical rifle in Blackout. I know some people aren't big fans of it in multiplayer, but in Blackout, I think this thing absolutely destroys. Little to no recoil, especially at very long ranges, 3-round bursts that all the bullets pack a punch. You can put a lot of damage downrange very quickly, and with a good fire rate. And like I said, minimal recoil to say the least with this gun, even at long ranges. I really like this gun a lot. I'm very comfortable with this gun. The only situation in which I feel like it's not the best and why it wouldn't be something higher up in that list, even though I love this gun a lot, it packs a punch, and I think it's by far one of the best guns. But the reason it comes in at number 3 to me is just I feel like if you get caught in close range situations, I mean, if you can hit your shots and you're able to maybe get a little bit lucky, you'll be fine. But it isn't the absolute most versatile weapon. In fact, in some cases, I've tended to kind of stay away from it if I can find a little bit better full auto weapon. It just kind of depends how I'm feeling, and that kind of is the case for all of these weapons in this video, is it's all based on feel to you. This is a personal list for me. This isn't factual. I'm not going purely off stats here. This is my list for the top 5. And so to me, I love this gun a lot. It's very good at a lot of things, but I feel like in some cases, maybe I would rather prefer a full auto. Now, that could change to the very next day. Maybe the next day I'm just highly preferring, any tactical rifle I can get. Get me a burst weapon. I don't care if it's up close. I'll be able to handle it. But that's why it's not quite in one of the top 2 spots. Is just I feel like in up-close situations, if somebody's got good shots against you, you probably will lose to a full auto weapon. But it's not taken away from the fact that this gun is an absolute beast at many ranges. Minimal recoil, like I said, packs an absolute punch. And so the ABR comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, and some of you guys may have thought this would have been the number 1 gun on the list, I'm going to put the ICR. I've loved this gun ever since I played the beta of Blackout. I thought this was by far one of the best guns in the game. Minimal recoil, holds its damage at longer ranges, just very versatile at all ranges. It's full autos, something like I was just talking about with the ABR, which is a burst weapon that can't really hold its own as much up close. I feel like the ICR is a much more versatile gun in which it can handle close range situations a little bit better than some other weapons, at least in terms of an AR. I love this gun, and especially if you can find a foregrip. I mean, you're not going to have much recoil at all at most ranges in Blackout. It's just a very good all-around weapon. It's very easy to use as well. I highly recommend grabbing this gun. I mean, many of you, if you played Blackout for enough time, you've probably figured out that the ICR is a fantastic weapon to have in your inventory. Definitely one of the best guns in Blackout. I love this gun so much. I'll always take it unless I find the gun here at the number 1 spot. And coming in at number 1 today, the Rampart. To some of you, this may be a surprise, but if you've used this gun for a good length of time in Blackout and gotten comfortable with it, you'll know why it's at the number 1 spot. Now, we all know the Rampart, especially if you guys play multiplayer, as the gun that has a high recoil, but in return, it's got the high damage. It's its trade-off. It's what makes the gun balanced. And way back in the beta, if you guys remember my beta criticisms for the Blackout mode, I said the Rampart didn't have a place in Blackout because the recoil was far too high. Yeah, if you had it in some up-close situations, it was definitely going to pack a punch. I mean, it's a high-damage weapon, but just with so many long ranges in the Blackout mode, it just didn't have its spot that it was made for. I mean, you can't really take it for close range situations because you might as well just have an SMG if you're going to grab a gun for that. And at longer ranges, there were just so many better options. Guns like the ABR, guns like the ICR, guns that are going to be able to maintain a good accuracy at longer ranges. But with an update before the launch of the full game, and then I believe it got updated again after that to reduce its recoil, this gun is much, much better in the Blackout mode, and it does still have recoil to it for sure. There's no denying that, but it's much, much less. And I feel like even with some of the recoil that it has, it's very easy to manage. For the most part, it's vertical recoil, so, I mean, just pulling down on the right stick a little bit is going to bring that down enough to where it won't be much of an issue. Obviously, finding foregrip in Blackout is going to bring it down even more, which makes it much, much better. And the reason I like this gun at the number 1 spot is it's got, good accuracy to it. There's not too much going on. It's definitely not as bad as it was in the beta. And like I said, it's very manageable, but it packs a really big punch, which is something that I feel like it just makes this gun an absolute beast. It'll put him down quick, even through armor. And even though I like the ICR, it just doesn't have the punch that the Rampart packs. Even though the ICR is a little bit more accurate, I feel like I'll take a little bit extra recoil that is pretty easily manageable in exchange for that higher damage and a gun that's going to put people down quicker. I've just been using the Rampart a lot with a variety of different sights as well. I mean, I've used like the Reflex, the 2 times, the 3 times. I've even used the holographic sight on this weapon, and I still don't really have any issues with this gun. There's very few situations where I'm like, man, this gun would have worked better here, or, you know, I wish I would have had an ICR so there was a little bit less recoil. I feel very comfortable with the Rampart, and maybe this is just a thing for me personally, but I've even seen a lot of people running this in different gameplays across YouTube, live streams on Twitch, everywhere. And so I feel like for the most part, this is a gun that's pretty well recognized as being one of the better guns in the game. And at least right now, and like I said, maybe my opinion changes within the next week or maybe somewhere down the line, but I drop everything for the Rampart at this point. And so that's my list 5 through 1 on what I think the best 5 weapons are in Blackout. Typically, if I have the opportunity, I will run any one of these 5 guns alongside a sniper rifle, assuming I find one. I really like sniping. I feel like I've become pretty good at it in Blackout, so I love having that combo with, you know, having a sniper rifle, you know, hopefully like the Koshka or definitely the Paladin, and being able to run that with one of the 5 guns on this list. It's just one of my favorite loadouts for sure to run in Blackout. Now, there's a couple guns I want to talk about specifically on why they didn't make the list, being the KN and the Swordfish, and I'm focusing on these 2 primarily because I know a lot of other people like these guns, and I do recognize that they're also good guns that you could have definitely put on this list. Starting with the KN, I just feel like the one thing I don't like about the gun is its recoil. It just seems unpredictable. It seems to go in a bunch of different directions. And I've just really never been able to get comfortable with the KN, which, like I talked about at the start of the video, is really weird because it's probably my favorite gun in multiplayer. It doesn't have much recoil in the MP. I don't find myself needing to run a bunch of attachments to make it good. I love the gun in multiplayer, and I don't ever pick it up in Blackout just because I haven't been able to get comfortable with the gun. Maybe that's just it, but I just feel like its recoil is too much and it's too unpredictable to be able to run over some of the other guns I put on this list. And I know some people may think this gun should be on the list. I see a lot of people running this gun as well when I watch other people play Blackout. And the other gun, the Swordfish. If this would have been a top 6, I would have put the Swordfish at number 6, to be totally honest. I like the gun. I will definitely pick it up. I'll definitely use it. But I feel like the ABR is a better tactical rifle. And at the end of the day, I like all 5 guns I put on this list better than the Swordfish. But it's not like it's a terrible gun. It's not one that's way down on my list. Like I said, if it went a little bit further, the Swordfish would probably be number 6 on my list. It just didn't quite make the cut. But anyway, that is going to do it for my personal list of the best 5 weapons in Blackout. Like I said, I've been playing Blackout for quite a while now, and I'm pretty comfortable saying that this list is my list right now. Like I said, it could change tomorrow, it could change next week, it could change a few months down the line, it could never change at all. I don't really know. But over my time playing Blackout thus far, these are the weapons that I feel the most comfortable with, again, aside from, you know, the guns that are obvious, that, you know, like sniper rifles. I like these guns. I feel like they're the most versatile to run in a variety of different situations in the game mode. But anyway, down in the comments, let me know your personal top 5 list of the guns that you like to run the most in Blackout. I feel like at least for a few of these weapons that I put on my list today, most people will agree, maybe not quite on the positioning in which I put them. Some people may like different guns better, and that's the beauty of it. At the end of the day, yeah, these guns have specific stats and specific things they're good at, but it all comes down to feel at the end of the day. So let me know your personal favorite weapons to run in Blackout down below in the comments. And that is going to do it for today's video, guys. So if you enjoyed, make sure to smack the Schmidt out of like button down below. If you guys are new to the channel, looking forward to content, you can please subscribe button down below as well. There's your videos on those videos. Go live. Hopefully you guys will have a good one. I will see you guys on another video. So long, everybody.